Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to talk about toxic inner thoughts and the signs that you may have them. Toxic inner thoughts are negative or harmful thoughts that we have about ourselves or others. They can be very damaging to our mental health and can affect our relationships with others. Here are 4 signs that you may have toxic inner thoughts. Sign 1, negative self-talk. One sign that you may have toxic inner thoughts is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk can manifest as harsh criticism of yourself, constant self-doubt, and self-blame. This can lead to feelings of low self-esteem, depression, and anxiety.
Negative self-talk can also be self-fulfilling, meaning that it can reinforce negative beliefs about yourself and ultimately affect your behavior and outcomes if you find yourself engaging in negative self-talk frequently. It may be a sign of toxic inner thoughts. Negative self-talk is when you criticize yourself or put yourself down. It could be anything from telling yourself you're not smart enough to complete a task to calling yourself names. Negative self-talk can be very damaging to your self-esteem and can lead to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and depression when we engage in negative self-talk. We reinforce negative beliefs about ourselves and can end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. To combat negative self-talk, it's important to recognize when it's happening and challenge those thoughts. One technique is to ask yourself, would I say these things to a friend? If the answer is no, then it's time to change the way you talk to yourself instead. Try practicing self-compassion by treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. Sign 2, black and white thinking. Another sign of toxic inner thoughts is black and white thinking. This is the tendency to view situations in extremes, with no middle ground or shades of grey. For example, if you make a mistake, you may immediately think that you're a failure and can't do anything right, rather than recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and it's an opportunity to learn and grow. Black and white thinking can lead to rigid thinking patterns, increased stress, and limited problem-solving abilities. Black and white thinking is when we see things in extremes, either as completely good or completely bad. It can be difficult to see shades of grey or to understand different perspectives. Black and white thinking can prevent us from understanding and connecting with others, and can lead to feelings of anger, frustration, and isolation. To combat black and white thinking, try practicing empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When we practice empathy, we can see situations from different angles and can connect with others on a deeper level. Try putting yourself in someone else's shoes and see if you can understand their perspective. It can be a powerful tool for building relationships and creating a more compassionate world. 3. Holding grudges. Holding grudges is when you hold onto anger or resentment towards others. It could be anything from feeling upset with a friend for cancelling plans to holding onto a grudge from a past relationship. Holding grudges can be harmful to our mental health and can prevent us from building healthy relationships with others. It's important to learn to let go of negative emotions and practice forgiveness. To combat holding grudges, try practicing forgiveness. This doesn't mean that you have to forget what happened or that you have to reconcile with the person who hurt you, but it does mean that you can choose to let go of negative emotions and move on. Forgiveness can be a powerful tool for letting go of the past and moving forward. Sign 4, comparison. Comparing yourself to others is another sign of toxic inner thoughts. This can take many forms, such as comparing your achievements, appearance, or life situation to those of others. Social media can exacerbate this tendency, as people often present a curated and filtered version of their lives. That can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Comparison can lead to a lack of self-worth and identity, as your value is based on external factors rather than your own unique qualities and strengths. If you identify with any of these signs, it's important to recognize that having toxic inner thoughts is common and it's not a reflection of your worth or character. The first step in addressing toxic inner thoughts is to become aware of them and challenge them. This can involve practicing self-compassion, reframing negative thoughts, and focusing on your strengths and accomplishments rather than your shortcomings. Seeking support from a therapist or counselor can also be beneficial in developing healthy thinking patterns and improving your overall well-being. Constant comparison is when you compare yourself to others and feel like you don't measure up. It's common to compare ourselves to others, especially in today's social media-driven world, however. Constantly comparing ourselves to others can lead to feelings of envy, jealousy, and low self-esteem. It can also prevent us from recognizing our own strengths and accomplishments. To combat constant comparison, try focusing on your own progress and growth instead of comparing yourself to others. Set realistic goals for yourself and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Remember that everyone has their own journey and that comparing yourself to others is not a fair or accurate measure of your worth. These are for signs that you may have toxic inner thoughts. If you recognize any of these signs in yourself, it's important to take steps to address them. This may include seeking help from a therapist or practicing self-care techniques, such as mindfulness or meditation. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.